hit after hit. Your girl Fani, Fani, some people name her Fani, and some people it's Fani. I'm just gonna say either one, because I'm not sure the correct pronunciation. Yo, they got her on trial for her side situation, but I think she's making it worse. And
I think it's the body language.
Keep talking as I get this ready for everybody with a little bit of
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's more so the body language, and I get it. Like you want to shut ish down, and it's crazy because we find out that this one, like her dude, has been separated for a long time.
Came to my house.
Hold on, go ahead. I'm gonna start this over. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna play this here for everybody.
In South Fulton. Let me help you out. I lived there in 2020. He never came to my house in 2020, let alone live with me, as you put falsely in these documents. In the first 3 months of 2021, when I could still enjoy my home, Mr. Wade never came to South Fulton, and it is certainly a lie that he lived with me.
So in 2020, so you said 2019, 2020. Did Mr. Wade ever visit you at a place that you resided?
He has never been to my home in South Fulton. 2020 was before I knew that a phone call was going to be made and I was going to have to abandon my home. As a result thereof, he never visited, lived at, came to, or has seen South Fulton.
You qualified that with your home in South Fulton.
That's where I lived in 2020.
2020, did he ever visit you at a place that you resided?
Okay. I don't understand. You're about to give me guidance. In 2020, I lived in South Fulton. Okay. That's the only place I lived in South Fulton. That's before I had to abandon my home, Judge.
All right.
And at my home in South Fulton, he never came there, okay? So if you don't come someplace, you can't live there.
Ms. Willis, I'm going to have to caution you. This is going to be my first time out to caution you. We have to listen to the questions as asked. And if this happens again and again, I'm going to have no choice but to strike your testimony. So, we need to break this down. Ms. Merchant's question, I believe, was asking whether you lived anywhere other than South Fulton.
I did not live anywhere but South Fulton, Georgia in 2020. That is before I began my prosecution of this case, and it was my plan to only live there.
Did Mr. Wade ever visit you at the condo that you leased from Miss Yurdi?
He visited that condo, yes.
He did?
Yes.
Did he ever spend the night at that condo?
No.
Just visited?
Yeah, but he did visit for sure.
Did you ever go out to eat together, other than the lunches you talked about, during 2019 or 2020?
I would think that we probably went to lunch, but
so it's the body language.
Yeah, and this is ridiculous, the fact that they're doing this. But it's Fani's fault at the beginning, then why would you even give them room to even do all this period? That's my whole point.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is, the sucky part is that you also find out that he's been separated from his wife for a while.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were sneaking around. It wasn't stealing moments just to be with you. Shout out to John Legend.
Mm-hmm. But the money part is the other part too, where they would go on trips. See, the thing is, the thing that makes it more complicated is, and this is why you can't do this, is if you're dating somebody, Dom, and you work for them, and they're in a governmental position, and then you go out of town with them and pay for the trip, they'll say, "Oh, you funneled money through me to pay for this trip."
Yes, yes.
But then she said that, yeah, I paid him back. And they were like, well, how you pay him back? I paid him back in cash. That's real convenient that you pay him back in cash. Now, people do run around with cash. I'm not saying they don't. And I'm not saying she's not lying. But why would you open up this bag of worms, period?
It goes back to what we said, just people kind of feeling untouchable or thinking that what they're doing is so minuscule. And on the low, and it's like when you have a face and you face the public, it's much harder. We just talked about this when it comes to Chris Brown. People are going to always look for something. People are going to try to make you tick and all these different things. And so it's understanding what it means when you operate and step into these positions, this celebrity, this because politics is celebrity too, if we're really being honest about it. It falls under the same category. So it's knowing how to navigate those spaces, having a publicist, having a manager, somebody that is having honest conversation with you. Hey, yeah, that sounds good and all, but right now, this is the situation at hand, and if you do that, that can compromise everything that you've been working on.
And it is ridiculous that they're coming after her for all this, but you gave them the opportunity, because it does make it look kind of shady. And Trump and them, they're gonna throw whatever they can at the situation to muck it up.
Yeah,
honestly, she needs to leave this case and let someone else take it over for because he's gonna get off.
Yeah, I told you, I'm not holding my breath for anything. And ultimately, I believe that this is a conversation that I have with my boss. It's like about having people that work for you, that work closely with you, and that you can mentor, and you can still see and you can mentor people in this case, but you should not be going to court anymore, because it's blurry and it sucks. Like, I'm dating this guy and now this is the front page news.
But the thing is you can't, like, Fani's making this more about, and this is all hindsight, and some people are saying, oh, it's a conspiracy, because people got upset with us last when we talked about it before. Oh, y'all getting caught in the conspiracy, they trying to take down the black woman. Okay, all those things can be 100% true.
Yeah.
But you gave them the gun to shoot you. You loaded the bullets. You gave them the gun. It's not like they made up something and had some random woman be in your hotel room naked and start taking, remember the old thing where they were like, oh, we caught you with a woman. Somebody taking paparazzi taking pictures. You literally did carry on this relationship that made it look shady.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, honestly, they always say in a lot of jobs are like this. A lot of places always say that they don't want you fraternizing people outside of the office. So you already crossed the line. I get it. People, I can't. People, you, especially when you work together and you see people more than you see your family. I understand and see how things like this happen, right? But you couldn't mess around on the low. I had to take these trips.
Right.
In America?
No, they was going out the country on cruises, all kind of stuff.
The cruise is different, because the cruise to me is still very U.S. territorial.
But the problem is he's paying for it, though. It's not like we're paying for it. He's like it's his girl. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to take us on a trip.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Let me clarify. Yeah. Are they trying to say that it
was getting kickback? She was getting kickback.
Right. Okay. And that's how, and they're saying this is how they were funding these trips.
Right. So even though it may not be that, he might just be
that's what I'm about to say. But
it makes it look bad. It's easy to say that.
I mean, at this point, I'm like, listen, pull his bank records. Like, I will pull the statement.
It's not on his bank records. The cash isn't. That's the thing.
And then I wouldn't have said I gave him anything back. I would have said if it showed that he took me and he paid, then I wouldn't have said shit. She done. I know it's lying under oath, but I'm like, it's cash. And I mean,
well, she said, "Oh, I keep cash on me. My dad taught me just to keep cash on me."
I mean, which is true. Every black parent is like that. I think parents with sense are like that in general.
Yeah. But the thing is, somebody else got, like, if they really thought they was gonna get away with this, because they didn't think about this in depth. Because if you need to have your homeboy credit card or something pay for the trip, and then then you throw him back the cash, and you still could pay for you and your lady to go on your cruise. You just charging enough, and she's directly paying you, so it looks like that money is coming back to her and not going to directly pay someone.
The whole thing is,
and it's horrible governmental money to do that.
Say nothing.
You're just gonna be like,
I don't know why she paying him back any fucking way.
No, you know that's the thing. No. But she has to pay him back for it not to look like a governmental kickback. Even though any dude would take out their lady, but because you work directly for me in the governmental funds, it's governmental funds. You work directly for me.
Okay, because I work for the government. I'm working. I'm her assistant or whatever. Yes, y'all pay me. So yes, it's government money because y'all pay me.
Right. I set your wage. It's so many different things that. So what if, let's say, I'm just being hypothetical here. Let's say a normal lawyer was getting $250, but since you my boo, and you're gonna be kicking me back, and I'm talking about the way they can word it, I'm gonna pay you $425, and then when we go on these trips, kick me back $50,000, and just pay for this trip, and then you can kick me back the money for that. I'm not saying that's not.
I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this could be true.
You're like the principle of like kicking it with somebody. You just go out with strictly personal, like.
Yeah. No, and I get it, but honestly.
But I don't know if you heard the other quote she said. She said the reason they kind of broke up is because she liked to pay for her own stuff, and he didn't like to have her pay for stuff. So that made it more complicated then. Now, she have came out there like you, like, if she'd have came out there on some like, my dude and all the dudes I kick it with pay for when we go out, even though it kind of been, she would have stood on that. People could have been like, well, all right, okay, I mean that's kind of bad, but all right, you stood on it. The idea that she was like standing on it, like, oh no, I paid him back because he didn't like the fact that I didn't want to pay him back, that I didn't want him to taking care of me and doing stuff.
So let's unpack that. Let's unpack that trauma right there. Like, what is that about? Like, Fani, where does that come from? What happened to you?
No, Fanny's lying. Fanny's lying. Look at Fani. You know, Fani. You know,
that's the thing.
I know Fani.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, she lying. Like, I want to look into this and see what was he paid and what is entry level versus somebody that could be high level in his role, right? Like if you have the expertise, you have the experience, you are trained, all like you got certifications, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is entry level versus what's the highest that somebody could potentially make in this role? So we can start there and then go down. But honestly, I get she part of it is that she's being tagged because of this whole Trump shit, and we know that he's like, I don't want anybody trying to prosecute me that like, so I ultimately feel like is this silly? Yes. Do I understand it? Also, yes, because you had a relationship with somebody that works with you. But I guarantee you this would not be a situation if Trump was not on trial.
Oh, I mean, I agree with that. Also, if any good lawyer, if I found this out, even if I was YSL's attorney, I would have tried to use this too. This is easy to me. It's easy money to get somebody thrown off this case.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, yes, but also, like I said offline, the YSL case is a mess within itself, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute too. We're gonna talk about that later. But ultimately, like I said, I know, but it will be a conversation. It would not be a trial. It will be like, hey, we're gonna have to. It's
not a trial, everybody. This is just it's a deposition to see if she needs to be removed or not. So she ain't on trial.
Like, ultimately, I feel like we're gonna see what happens, but I don't know. Like I do feel like because of what's happening, and I'm not gonna necessarily blame it on the trying to take down a black woman. I'm not gonna go that far. I don't feel
it's ridiculous. The whole case is ridiculous. Let's keep it 100.
I don't feel like
but I feel like it's still dumb.
Oh, like, it's dumb as hell. But I ultimately, like I said, I don't think this is a race thing. This is a Trump thing.
No, this is a Trump thing.
I think make sure he can be reelected.
If this was two white attorneys, that was something happened with them, Trump would have been all over this just as well. It wouldn't have made no difference.
Yep, and that's why I said I feel like it's a Trump thing. It ain't a color thing this time, surprisingly for Georgia. But yeah,
if I'm wise, well, I don't.
Hey y'all, if y'all like what y'all see here on Everyone Needs an Aquarius, be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast with your friends because we got all the tea. And if you want to check out more stuff from us, be sure to hit that button right there on the right side so you can see other stuff and again share it with everybody.